An NFL legend just dropped a bomb on Travis Hunter's two-way dream, calling it a career-ending nightmare. Is the league's most hyped rookie about to make history or cut his career in half before it even begins?
Let's go over to Travis Hunter now. We saw his highlights. It's an interesting way. We talked about he's a unicorn in the sense that no one has ever really done it. Deion played a little bit of receiver, but he's talking about going both ways here. How would you handle this?
Look, I would use him as a defensive player, first of all.
You would?
I'd play him at corner.
Why? Why corner instead of wide receiver?
Because he can take the ball away. He intercepts balls. He gives the offense another possession. Right?
An NFL legend just dropped a bombshell that has the football world in absolute chaos. While everyone's celebrating Travis Hunter's historic two-way performance, this former coach is saying something that no one wants to hear, that Hunter's NFL dream could be a career-ending nightmare. I'm not going to say he can't do it, but it would shorten his career, I believe. Those words are sending shockwaves through social media right now. But here's the thing nobody's talking about. This legend might actually be right, and what he revealed about Hunter's future will change everything you think you know about the most hyped prospect in football. Look, I've been following this Travis Hunter situation since he was at Colorado, and what just happened in Jacksonville's preseason opener against Pittsburgh is making people lose their minds. But before we get into the controversy that's about to blow your mind, let me tell you what actually went down on that field, because the media isn't telling you the whole story. So picture this. August 9th, 2025, Jacksonville is hosting the Steelers for their first preseason game. The entire NFL world has their eyes glued to one player, Travis Hunter. This kid, the Heisman Trophy winner, the second overall pick in the draft, is about to attempt something that's literally never been done in the modern NFL, playing both wide receiver and cornerback in the same game. The Jaguars came out swinging, putting Hunter with the starters right from the jump. Trevor Lawrence is looking his way, and boom, first drive, Hunter's getting targets left and right. 3 targets, 2 catches, moving the chains, looking smooth as butter. The kid even pulled off one of those signature moves where he juked a defender and spun for extra yards. Classic Travis Hunter, right? But here's where it gets interesting, and this is what nobody's really talking about. After that offensive series, Hunter switches sides. He takes off the receiver gloves, puts on the corner gear, and lines up as left cornerback. 5 snaps on defense, and, well, let's just say it wasn't all highlights and Instagram posts. There was this one play. Rookie running back Caleb Johnson comes at Hunter one-on-one, and Hunter goes for the tackle. Johnson hit him with a stiff arm and just blew right past him. Now, I'm not trying to hate on Hunter here, because the kid's obviously talented. But that moment right there, that's exactly what this NFL legend we're about to talk about was warning everyone about.
Did it in college.
This is the National Football League.
Right.
Never been done. I'm not going to say he can't do it, but it would shorten his career, I believe.
Yeah, for sure.
Played about 80 to 85% of the snaps at Colorado, but to Herm's point, these are grown men now.
It's a different league. This is the National Football League, by the way.
I'm sorry, I almost forgot it was the National
Football League. They play on Sundays.
For a second. Thank you for
Cam
reminding me.
Ward, awfully impressive tonight.
He's already in this.
I'm already informed with you guys, man. It's late at night.
Enter the man who's causing all this drama. And trust me, when you hear what he said, you're going to understand why the internet is going absolutely insane. Right now, this isn't just any random analyst throwing hot takes for clicks. We're talking about someone who's seen the NFL from the inside, who's coached at the highest level, who knows exactly what it takes to survive in this league. When asked about Travis Hunter's two-way potential, this legend didn't sugarcoat anything. He said, and I quote, "I think it would be very difficult to play 30 snaps of defense and 40 snaps of offense." But that wasn't even the most shocking part. He followed that up with the words that are making Hunter's fans absolutely lose it. "I'm not going to say he can't do it, but it would shorten his career, I believe." Boom. Just like that, he threw cold water on the entire Travis Hunter hype train. But wait, it gets even more controversial. This NFL veteran went on to say that if he was coaching Hunter, he'd use him primarily as a defensive player, specifically at corner. His reasoning? Because he can take the ball away. He intercepts balls. He gives the offense another possession. He'd only use Hunter on offense in situational football, third down, red zone, maybe 10 plays total. Now I know what you're thinking. But this guy dominated in college. He played 80 to 85% of Colorado's snaps. And you're absolutely right. But here's where this legend dropped the reality check that nobody wanted to hear. This is the National Football League. These are grown men now. Let me break down why this take is so controversial, because it's not just about Travis Hunter. It's about everything we think we know about modern football. See, everyone's been caught up in the excitement of having a unicorn player, someone who can literally do it all. The highlight reels, the Heisman Trophy, the draft position, it all paints this picture of an unstoppable force. But what happened in that Jaguars-Steelers game? Hunter looked great on offense, sure. But on defense? That missed tackle against Johnson wasn't just a fluke. It was a preview of what this NFL legend has been trying to tell us all along. Think about it this way. In college, Hunter was going up against future accountants and engineers mixed in with some NFL prospects. In the NFL, every single player on that field was the best player on their high school team, probably the best player on their college team. The speed is different, the strength is different, the game planning is on another level entirely. And here's the kicker. We just saw proof of this in real time. When Hunter was lined up at receiver, he looked comfortable, natural-like. He belonged. His route running was crisp, his hands were solid, and he showed that elusiveness that made him special at Colorado. But the moment he switched to defense, that's when the cracks started to show. Now, I'm not here to completely trash Travis Hunter. The kid is obviously talented, and I want him to succeed. But we need to have an honest conversation about what's realistic here. Because what this NFL legend is saying isn't coming from a place of hate. It's coming from a place of experience and genuine concern for Hunter's long-term career. But let's talk about the physical toll for a second. Playing wide receiver in the NFL means getting hit by linebackers and safeties who are running full speed. Playing cornerback means going toe-to-toe with receivers who are trying to run you over on slant routes and crossing patterns. Now imagine doing both in the same game, every single week, for an entire season. Your body doesn't recover from that kind of punishment the same way it did in college. The training staff might be better, the nutrition might be on point, but at the end of the day, you're still human. And humans have limits. But here's what really gets me fired up about this whole situation. The way people are reacting to this NFL legend's comments. Instead of having a real discussion about what's best for Hunter's career, social media is going crazy, calling this guy a hater, saying he doesn't understand modern football. But does he have a point? Let's look at the evidence. That missed tackle against the Steelers wasn't just about technique. It was about decision-making under pressure. In college, Hunter might have been able to get away with that kind of aggressive play. In the NFL, running backs like Caleb Johnson are going to make you pay every single time. And that brings us to another point this legend made that's been completely overlooked in all the drama. He said he'd focus Hunter on defense because defensive players that can catch the ball, create possessions. That's not just coach speak. That's understanding the value proposition of what makes a player truly special in the NFL. Think about it. If Hunter becomes an elite cornerback who can pick off passes, he's directly impacting the game by giving his team more opportunities to score. But if he's splitting time between offense and defense, is he going to be elite at either position? Or is he going to be good at both, but great at neither? Now, here's where things get really interesting. And this is the part that the media isn't talking about enough. The Jaguars coaching staff, led by Liam Cohen, clearly believes in the two-way experiment. They put Hunter with the starters on offense right from the jump. They're committed to making this work. But commitment and reality don't always align in the NFL. Remember, this is the same league where teams cut players who were superstars in college because they can't adapt to the speed and physicality of the professional game. That what's really fascinating is how the Jaguars actually used Hunter in that preseason game. They weren't just throwing him out there randomly. There was a method to it. Offense first, then defense. Let him get comfortable with the flow of the game on the side where he's most natural, then test him on the other side. And the results? Mixed at best. The offense looked smooth, natural, like Hunter belonged. The defense? Well, that missed tackle tells its own story. But here's the twist that's going to blow your mind. And this is why I think this NFL legend might actually be onto something bigger than just Travis Hunter's career. What if the real issue isn't whether Hunter can play both ways, but whether he should? See, everyone's so focused on whether it's possible that they're missing the bigger question. What's the optimal way to use a player of Hunter's caliber? And that's where this NFL veteran's take becomes really interesting. He's not saying Hunter sucks. He's not saying the kid doesn't have talent. What he's saying is that there's a smarter way to maximize that talent over the course of a long NFL career. Focus on one side of the ball, become elite at that position, and use the other skill set strategically. It's like having a sports car and deciding whether to use it for racing or for daily commuting. Sure, it can do both, but if you want it to last and perform at its peak, you probably want to choose one primary function. And that brings us to the real controversy here, the thing that's making people absolutely lose their minds. This NFL legend isn't just questioning Travis Hunter. He's questioning the entire narrative that the NFL has been pushing about positionless football and versatile players. The league loves these unicorn stories. They're great for marketing, great for highlights, great for getting people to tune in. But at the end of the day, football is still football. It's still about technique, it's still about preparation, and it's still about being the best at your specific job. Now, I know some of you are probably thinking, but what about Deion Sanders? He played both ways. And you're absolutely right. But here's the thing. Deion was primarily a cornerback who occasionally lined up at receiver. He wasn't playing 50% of the snaps on both sides of the ball every single game. But there's a difference between being a versatile player who can help out in special situations and being a true two-way player who's expected to be a starter at both positions. And that difference might be what determines whether Travis Hunter has a long, successful career or flames out in a few years due to the physical toll. But here's where I want to give Hunter some credit, because despite that missed tackle, there were flashes of why the Jaguars believe in this experiment. His route running looked crisp, his hands were reliable, and he showed that field awareness that made him special at Colorado. The question is whether he can maintain that level of performance while also developing into a legitimate NFL cornerback. And that's where this NFL legend's concerns start to make a lot of sense. Playing cornerback in the NFL isn't just about athletic ability. It's about understanding route concepts, studying film, knowing tendencies of every receiver you're going up against. It's a mental game as much as it is a physical one. Now imagine trying to master that while also learning NFL-level route running, understanding defensive coverages from an offensive perspective, and building chemistry with your quarterback. That's not just challenging, that's potentially overwhelming. And that's before we even get into the physical demands. Every snap Hunter plays on defense is a snap where he's potentially getting his bell rung by a receiver or running back. Every snap on offense is a potential big hit from a linebacker or safety. Add those up over the course of a 17-game season, plus playoffs, and you're looking at a level of physical punishment that even the most gifted athletes struggle to handle. When they're specializing in one position. When this NFL legend says it would shorten his career, he's not being dramatic. He's being realistic about what the human body can handle at the highest level of professional football. But here's the thing that's really got me thinking about this whole situation. What if both sides are right? What if Hunter can play both ways in the short term, but this NFL veteran is correct about the long-term implications? Maybe the real question isn't whether Hunter should play both ways, but for how long. Maybe the smart play is to let him showcase his versatility for a year or two, build his brand, get some highlight reel plays, and then gradually transition him to whatever position gives him the best chance for long-term success. And based on what we saw in that preseason game against the Steelers, and based on what this NFL legend is saying, that position might be cornerback. Not because Hunter can't play receiver, he clearly can, but because that's where his unique skill set might be most valuable in the long run. Think about it this way. There are a lot of great wide receivers in the NFL. There aren't a lot of cornerbacks with Hunter's ball skills and athleticism. From a pure value standpoint, he might be more irreplaceable on defense than on offense. But that's exactly why this whole controversy is so fascinating. Because at the end of the day, we're talking about a 22-year-old kid who's trying to prove he can do something that's literally never been done before in the modern NFL. And whether you agree with this NFL legend or not, you have to respect the audacity of even attempting it. The real test isn't going to be preseason games against third-string players. It's going to be week 1 of the regular season, when Hunter's lining up against elite receivers and premier pass rushers. That's when we'll really find out if this experiment can work long-term, or if this NFL veteran was right to be concerned. And here's the thing. I'm actually rooting for Hunter to prove the doubters wrong. Not because I disagree with this NFL Legends assessment, but because it would be incredible to see someone break the mold and redefine what's possible in professional football. But at the same time, I can't ignore the warning signs. That missed tackle against the Steelers, the physical demands of playing both ways, the complexity of mastering two completely different positions at the NFL level. These are real concerns that deserve serious consideration. So where does that leave us? With one of the most intriguing storylines in recent NFL history, and a debate that goes way beyond just Travis Hunter's career. This is about the future of football, about how teams evaluate talent, and about what's possible when elite athleticism meets elite coaching and training. The NFL legend who made these controversial comments isn't trying to tear down Hunter. He's trying to protect him. He's seen too many great players have their careers cut short by trying to do too much, too fast. He's seen the toll that this game takes on the human body, and he's genuinely concerned about what happens when you double that toll. But Hunter and the Jaguars are betting on something different. They're betting that modern training methods, better nutrition, smarter game planning, and pure athletic superiority can overcome the traditional limitations that have kept players from succeeding at both positions. Who's right? We're about to find out over the next few months and years. But one thing's for certain, this debate isn't going away anytime soon. Because at the end of the day, this isn't just about Travis Hunter. This is about challenging everything we think we know about football. This is about pushing the boundaries of what's possible. And this is about whether one of the most talented players in recent memory can rewrite the rules of the game. The NFL legend who sparked this controversy might end up being proven right. Hunter's career might be shortened by the physical demands of playing both ways. But if he's wrong, if Hunter can actually pull this off and have a long, successful career as a true two-way player, then we'll all have witnessed something truly special. Something that changes the game forever. And this NFL veteran will have to eat his words while watching Hunter make history. But until that happens, the questions remain. Can Travis Hunter really do what no one else has been able to do? Is he special enough to overcome the physical and mental challenges that have stopped every other player who's tried this? Or is this NFL legend right to be concerned about a young player who might be biting off more than he can chew? The answers to those questions will define not just Travis Hunter's career, but potentially the future of football itself. And that's why this controversy is so much bigger than one player or one opinion. It's about the evolution of the game we love, and whether the old rules still apply in today's NFL. Only time will tell who's right, but one thing's for sure, we're all going to be watching every step of the way. What do you think? Is this NFL legend protecting Hunter from making a career-ending mistake? Or is he just another old-school voice trying to hold back the future of football? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe because this Travis Hunter story is just getting started, and you don't want to miss what happens next.